What's up, people? We're doing things with this 20-gallon now. I got to show you how we're setting this up and how my boss gets away with 300 tanks with no filters. So y'all want to check this out? So what I got here is a glass box. That's 20 long. And hey, Ulysses. So I've got a 20 long here. And it's got plants in it. Right now I'm doing a water change because I just added a bunch of this very lovely LRB provided Eco-Complete that is already cycled from other tanks. So this is been in a tank Eco-Complete directly from LRB. And this is a 20-gallon long provided by LRB that's going to be a shrimp tank. Now, in true LRB fashion, I can't leave this plant out of the water. Okay. I remembered the Eco-Complete, finally. And here comes the bear with the rest of the LRB method here. So, breeding shrimp. We're going to be breeding shrimp in this tank. And we are going to run it with no air, no filter, no heater. Because Mother Nature can handle this. And we're going to trust her, just like my boss does. So, we've got the Eco-Complete in there. I mucked it all up really good, putting the Eco-Complete in there, which is actually good for it because mulm is a good thing, people. And now I'm doing a water change just because I have OCD and I want to be able to see in there to show you guys what's going on. So we're doing a big water change. Hang on, Jaden. Big water change. And then we're going to add the rock pile. So I've got these big rocks that I'm going to stack up. No air, no heater, no filter. How often do you water change, says Select Pet? Once a week. So once a week I water change basically to make it rain. So we are going to make it rain once a week, which will give the plants new minerals because I have well water. Now if you don't have well water that already has minerals in it, you're going to need to remineralize. Especially if you're using RO water, you got to remineralize. Let's see. Tech Turtle says, wait, doesn't LRB use air to keep the water from getting stagnant? Not in every tank. Not in very many tanks, in fact. Very few tanks does he use air. So, no air, no filter, no heater. We're going to run this at room. Sorry about that, my phone rang. Sorry about that. Okay. So yeah, no air, no heater, no filter. We're going to trust Mother Nature just like LRB does here. So, we're going to go down a little bit lower and put these rocks in. Hey, Barry, you want to run this camera for a second?
Sure.
Ambient room temperature in my house, we keep it at 75. Because I'm a lizard. So, it's actually a little bit warm in here, which should help. And then these rocks are going to go in here. Let's see. Making a mess on the floor here, but that's okay. Come on here.
Diesel, no. You're making me shake, dog. Field day. I love field day.
Field day.
Yeah, Tech Turtles back to field day. Do you know where you're placing them?
Kind of.
Okay.
Making it up a little bit as I go. Trying to make a lot of hiding places for baby shrimps. You know.
Alluring Betta, she's actually doing it herself for one tank. It's been working out so far. Man, them comments don't stay up too long, do they?
You can, if you use your finger, Barry, you can pull them back down. See them
My
again.
fingers are a little wet from cleaning your rocks.
Yeah, I didn't clean the rocks myself, Jordan. Let's be honest here.
If I had a power washer, it would have went quicker, and they would have looked a lot better. Nice and shiny rocks. The moss looks nice and healthy. Yes,
That's not moss, that's guppy grass.
that guppy grass is always green and healthy because it never stops growing, ever. A little leap of it will grow that amount in like 2 weeks. What are you eating? You're eating Pez, Jaden.
Okay.
Sadly Punk. $5 super chat.
Oh yeah, thanks Sadly Punk. Sadly Punk knows what I'm doing here. He's seen the LRB method.
He loves setting up shrimp tanks.
Yeah, this is my first shrimp tank, Sadly Punk. I don't keep
That's
shrimp.
a good rock pile there, baby.
What do you think of my rock pile? How do we feel about the rock pile? Select Pet likes my rock pile. Okay, so what you see in front of you, glass box, substrate, rock pile, and plants. That right there is the LRB method. And then you trust nature and you let her do it. And this is why I work for him, because anybody that's got that much trust in nature very obviously knows what they're doing. So, anybody got any questions? Let me see that, Bear. You're about to get your sock wet.
Well, am I gonna get my sock wet?
Because there's wet. Oh, you got your shoes on.
Got sandals on. I always have sandals.
Okay, so we're filling her back up. Sarah's here. Hi, Sarah. Am I doing a good job? She says it looks nice and green so far. It needs more plants, but Alluring Bettis. Jordan says, I'm actually doing this myself for one tank. It's been working so far. I use rainwater since my part of the country, it seems to rain often and randomly. Yes. You need someone here to teach you how to fill a tank like that? Throw Python in. It needs some wood? You guys think it needs some wood? Hey, Matt, what's up?
I can boil up.
We're talking about how my amazing boss does these tanks with no filters, no air, and no heater. And we're going to pull it off here.
We'll try.
Because
We have no more filters.
we're learning to trust nature here. Wood is always good. Oh, yeah, I have no more filters. That's true. But I don't need them. And I want to turn off all my other filters, too. Shrimps do love driftwood. They also love rock piles because, according to LRB, and from what I've seen at his house, they breed like ants. And those crevices in between the rocks will help give them cover. What kind of shrimp am I getting? Hopefully orange shrimps. Orange Neos, because apparently they will do very well in my well water.
And Uncle Andy's will be very
And a rock pile nursery is a must, Sarah. That's like LRB rule number 2. Rule number 1, trust nature. Rule number 2, rock pile. This is how you do it, people. This is why I work for a mad scientist right here. Just
A mad scientist that doesn't use chemicals.
mad, amazing trust in nature. Look at that. That is a good rock pile, isn't it? Rule 3, getting shell dwellers. No, it's not, Sean. No, it's not. He is the fish whisperer. I like to call him the green water wizard. That's my favorite thing to call him, because man, that green water does some things. It breeds some stuff. Everything loves it. Select Pet said, I've tried rock piles because of LRB, but I see now I've been doing it wrong. I need bigger stones. You can do it with smaller stones. I just use those because that's what I have. Sarah said she probably missed an Eco Complete. Yep, that came from your house. This is an LRB bucket of Eco Complete from the 20 rack that he's moving.
The rocks are like.
And those rocks are from my driveway
They've been there for like 30 years.
for a long time. So, I should probably add some smaller rocks around those bigger rocks. That'd probably help. And then we definitely need some more plants in this area. Right here. And possibly some moss. That's what I'm thinking. I just threw the guppy grass in there because every tank needs plants. Okay. Plants, water, trust. The LRB method. Right? Hey, Pam. What's up? Alright, so this is getting full. So now I have an actual LRB tank at my house. Jordan says, so when you make it rain, how big of a replenishment is it? 50% always, unless it needs more. There's no point in doing a water change unless it's 50%. Now, the real question is, am I going to overflow this tank? And the answer is no, because the bear is going to kill the water. Kill it, bear. Yep.
I don't think it's ready.
Yeah, it's ready.
It doesn't look ready.
It's ready. Dried leaves, yeah. Some catappa leaves would be a good idea. Sadly, Punk just got a bag of river rocks from the hardware store. I love the river rocks. 44 Mad Guys catching a stream now. Yes, you are. We're learning all about how to trust nature and why my boss is absolutely the man and runs 300 fish tanks in his house with no filters, no air, and no heaters. Yeah, we're going to do a water change on the pond next. So yeah, that's going to settle and look amazing. Now, this is how clear this tank is after adding all that Eco Complete, mucking it completely up, and just doing a big water change. Bear arguing was freaking me out. I thought it was going to overflow for sure. Yeah, he had an eye on the top. I'm kind of looking from the bottom, so he did a good job. Select Pet says the no filter makes me so nervous. I know LRB does it, but I can't walk on green water while holding Tetracolored tropical granules either. Yeah, that's honestly why my boss is the man, Select Pet, because check this out. I'm trying it, but if you look at all my other tanks, filters, 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 filters. There's only one person on this planet that I've ever seen that trusts nature to the point of 300 different fish tanks all running this same method, and it's Lucas Bretz. But I really think we ought to start paying attention, because these companies are getting us for a lot of money for all these filters and all this stuff, and you don't need any of it. Yeah, Sarah says he can only walk on green water because it's so thick with hair algae. Only in the 240. Everywhere else he does it just fine without that. Come on now. Dan says, late to the Rope Fish Club meeting. What's in the LRB tank? I don't know, Dansley. What goes in an LRB tank? Eco Complete, water, rocks, and plants. There's no fish or shrimp in there yet. I'm waiting to get the shrimp still. But it's going to be a shrimp tank, of course, if it's going to be the LRB tank. Jordan says, Haley, would you say that Lucas battles illnesses in his new filtered tanks with sponge filters, or in the ones that have no filtration? Well, 99.9% of the ones with sponge filters, the sponge filter isn't running. And the only time I see him battle illness, like in his fish, is new fish before they've come out of quarantine. Because everything gets quarantined. Quarantine is super, super important, people, especially if you have a fish room. Because if you bring something into your fish room and have to treat everything, that's just a nightmare. That's just a nightmare. You do not want to have to treat your entire fish room. Nice on the shrimp tank. About time, silly dragon. Oh, Dansley. We all knew I'd have shrimp eventually. Just Shrimp Granny's saying hi, but keeping a lookout for weirdos. Okay, alright. Anywho. Yeah, we're gonna have to change how the bear's doing a water change on the pond. I want to catch them before Dan if they show up. Get them. Get those weirdos. But yeah. We're going to embrace the full LRB method on this tank. How long's typical quarantine? My quarantine's 2 weeks because I have 10 tanks. And yeah. If you have a full fish room, a month. Don't let anything in there before a month. LRB quarantines everything for 1 month. Gotta do it. Jordan says, I'm really thinking of setting up a couple more 20 longs like this soon. I keep my house at 78 degrees. Yeah, you're fine. Do it. Just do it and trust. We're starting a revolution here, people. We're starting the LRB aquarium hobby revolution. No more filters. No more nonsense.
Your ropefish tank is draining.
Hashtag no filters. It'll drain faster if you unplug it from the sink and just run that line out the back door. Gravity wise. So if you turn the water off, kink it, run it out the back door, and just let it drain, it'll drain a lot faster. Heather Lovejoy, my fish addiction, says no filters. How will the tank stay clear? Look how clear it already is. Have you ever seen anybody put substrate in a tank that already had water in it and how mucked up it gets? I just did that 20 minutes ago. It's going to stay clear because of the plants. It's going to stay clear because there's nothing mucking it up. Select Pet says, rumor is only shrimp and fish from LRB Aquatics will live this way, so go buy them there. Everything should live this way, disclosure, but if you want stuff that's homebred and super good and super healthy and super awesome, then yeah, you get it from LRB. Dwayne says, many will tell you a month and then the canary method and add some of the fish that live in the tank they're going, where the quarantine fish are going to see if the fish gets sick. Yeah, I usually say 2 weeks to a month at the minimum for quarantine. 2 weeks is my absolute minimum. Now, there is something to be said for the fact that if you have a brand new tank and it's not connected to any other system, it technically is a quarantine. So if you are setting up a species-only specific tank, then there's no point in putting them in a different tank to quarantine because it is a quarantine. Bob's boxing up fish to send to Texas. Got to get them to the PO soon. Thanks, OG Squad. Thanks for coming by.
Alright, this tank's done. You should go back there now.
Okay. Jess Shrimp Granny says, Jordan, I have to convince my husband I won't get murdered before I can make videos. Yeah, you won't get murdered. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Nobody's busting down.
Alright, Bob's leaving. Okay, let's go check on the pond real quick. Because I did some stuff in there, too, that LRB told me to get. Jordan said, Haley, do you ever take any mulm out like when you do water changes? Not very much. A little bit. Okay, so, pond updates. Still going good. Still going good. You'll notice there's more moisture, and we're doing a water change so the water level low. Per LRB's suggestion, I have added a layer of Eco-Complete underneath this dirt as a drainage layer. So I pulled back the dirt, put Eco-Complete, pushed the dirt. Pulled back the dirt, put down Eco-Complete, pushed the dirt back on. And hopefully that will allow the moisture to stay a little higher in this dirt and allow me to add plants and be able to water them. Now right here, you can see there's a big wet spot. I'm trying to make a mud hole. So I put a plate underneath there, like a shallow plate, and I'm filling it with water, trying to make a mud hole to see what they'll do with that. They're still in here chilling. Where'd they go? They over here?
Toothless is right here.
Toothless is right there.
There he goes. The light's on. You can't see him.
Yeah, there's one of them. You can see him a little bit. But they're going to get a 50% water change today just because I just put them in, and also OCD, and then I did that drainage layer, so I knocked some stuff into the water. But yeah, they're getting a 50% water change today too. And you'll notice the pond is also the LRB method minus those two little airlines. So there's no filter in this. There is a heater just because these guys got to stay at 82 degrees. They got to be warmer.
And the bubbles for stagnation.
And the bubbles are because I have OCD and don't have the perfect trusted nature that I should. And the biofilm kind of drives me nuts. But I'm thinking those are coming out today because once I get babies in here, that biofilm and paramecium is going to be what I need to feed them. So,
here she is.
Backwards I go from trying to do things the, quote, right way, and I'm going back to the LRB way, which is why those airlines are coming out.
There she goes.
Jesse's over here poking at a rope fish.
I'm not poking.
I'm poking at my rope fish.
There she goes. She's so quick in here.
Yeah, they're both quick.
They're like water dragons. Ozzy.
Heather says, but no circulation. Won't the water be stagnant? I have my QT tank that's empty for a week shut off, and it's nasty. Do you have plants in it?
No.
Because my filters shut off randomly on me all the time. Nothing gets stagnant or nasty. And the water where these fish come from, doesn't move. So I really don't want the water moving a lot and stirring around. I want it almost like a marsh, like a swampy marsh.
You're gonna get stuck on the rocks if you don't get moving, girl.
This crazy girl's still up here in the shallows while we're doing a water change. She's already stuck up there.
There
she
she
goes.
goes. Where's Toothless at? Did he work his way up here?
Yeah, Bear's getting into it, Chattanooga. He loves the rope fish.
I was the first one to get the rope fish.
Yeah, back when we had our first community tank,
10 years ago?
a long time ago, we had rope fish.
We had one, Nagini.
Let's see.
A hand fedder.
Yeah. Select Pet says LRB uses RO water, right? Are you on a well? Do either of you use dechlorinator? Okay, so LRB uses RO water, and he remineralizes, and all of his water goes through a carbon block before it goes into his RO system, so that takes out the chlorine and all that. I am on a well. I don't have to worry about chlorine or chloramine, so I do not use dechlorinator. Literally 0 chemicals.
Hey, get out of here,
Just
Toothless.
water.
Come on.
The only chemical I ever put
Look how well
into...
these fish are. You can literally lift them out of the water and they won't move.
Would you please stop picking my fish up?
He's going to get stuck up here.
Well, we're going to start filling it in a second anyway.
There he goes.
Literally the only chemical that I put into my tank is Easy Green, and I don't consider that a chemical.
Come on. Go on, little snake.
Let's see. What are you trying to say, Jordan? You can say whatever. Oh, your video? Yeah. Yeah, hubby got a haircut. He shaved it. I shaved the bear. No, yeah, put your video up there, Jordan. Show him what you're doing.
They're both down in the water. Look. Toothless scared her.
Toothless scared her.
He touched her. That was funny.
They're both goobers. There's one down there and one down there. So, yeah. The pond is LRB method. That new tank is LRB method. We need to start filling this up because I got plants out the water and I don't like that. Alright, Bear, fill it up. Fill it up, Bear. Select Pet says, could dechlorinator or other chemicals the rest of us have to use impact the LRB method? I don't think dechlorinator would. I think if you were dosing like something else crazy, like I don't recommend any kind of algicide or Excel or anything like that. I think that might, but still, if you just let nature balance it out, it'll take care of it.
You want to test the water temperature?
44 Mad Guy 1 says, Oddball Aquatics, how do you not use a filter? You don't plug one in. That's all you have to do. So, like, this is a filtered tank, but this filter constantly shuts itself off. Like, whatever.
Water fine?
Let me test this water real quick. Make sure the bear's not overheating the rope fish. Just a little bit. Yeah, it's probably pretty good. Okay, so how do I get away with not using a filter? Because nature. Nature will take care of it. So look how much clearer that is just from the time we walked away. Because there's nothing pushing all that muck around. That muck is just in the bottom, eating up nitrates and nitrites and ammonia and being the good mulm that it needs to be. I did do pretty good on that rock pile, didn't I? That's a nice rock pile right there. Quit jumping, Bear. Okay, Barbara tested her tap water yesterday. It was 0.5 ammonia because of my chloramines. My tank water is at 0.25 because of the plants. Right? Add more plants and you'll have even less. Heavy plant loads. Plants and beneficial bacteria plus water changes once a week will keep it going. Yes, people. The LRB method. Plants, mulm, water, rain. Make it rain, people. Make it rain. Me being right there and not even there is a hoot. What did I do? I do all kinds of things. Chef Shrimp Granny says, I want to tell him where to buy a betta. I can't wait for LRB anymore. I'm too impatient and he didn't get enough babies. Yeah. Sadly Punk says, was at the LFS yesterday. They wanted to sell me rope eels. I was, nope, them is fish. Rope fish. I pictured you crushing this guy and he fixed the label. Oh, he had it on the label. Ugh.
Rope eel.
Rope eel, my God. Select Pet says, I'm tempted to go jerk my heaters out of my tanks, but I think I'll wait until I'm off work a few hours just in case. Heaters are going first. Yep. If you can get them heaters unplugged, that's going to save you plugs, that's going to save you money, and your fish are going to be just fine. Especially if you're keeping your house in the 75s. Yeah, it's hot at Lucas's house. Sarah said, I was driving. You're right, Haley, 100%. The 240 is the only thing with algae. Yeah, the only thing that is growing algae, like growing algae because algae is growing, is got to be the 240. I mean, there's some hair algae randomly in other places, but as fish keepers, y'all know we all deal with that, and the only way to really defeat algae is manual removal. Manual removal and the right plant load to balance it out. Select Pet says no heaters equals less need to add more circuits for tanks, right? Can you imagine if you could have as many tanks as you want regardless of how many plugs were around you? Yeah, I'm sure LRB has several videos on his no filter method because it's what he does, man. He's the man. I mean, Sarah says, I'm super excited for your shrimp endeavor. I really like the rocks and the shrimp will too. It looks like home. Right? You think I need some more little rocks? I feel like Lucas is going to take one look at this and go, that needs more little rocks. Then again, he's rockhound, so. Barbara Jackson says, I unplugged all my heaters before I went out of town. I don't think I'll plug them back in. Gonna use the room heater instead, at least for the summer. Try it out. See if it works. What I'm telling you is everything this man has told me that I thought was crazy has worked. So it's only fitting that I start keeping fish the way I think the smartest fish keeper keeps fish. So we're going down this LRB rabbit hole together, people. Jordan says, lower electricity bills. Amber from Big City Bettis was telling me how Lucas operates. It's amazing, isn't it? He needs to show more of it. Jess Shrimp Granny says, my Bettas need heaters. My house won't stay in the 70s by itself. Get an oil radiator, oil-filled radiator. Just put it next to your tank. Chattanooga Ed's got to run. See you later. Amber is an awesome advocate. Amber is super awesome. And I'm glad she's out there preaching the LRB method. Because that's what we need. We need a whole OG squad of LRB method squad out here telling people what the real truth is, not just trying to make money. That's what we need. We need a whole squad of people who trust nature, running around, showing people how it's really done. Did he? Yeah, Toothless jumped. Dwayne says the Wallstead method. It's kind of the Wallstead method. The Wallstead method, though, was the first thing I read before I started working for Lucas Bretz. So, Ecology of the Planet Aquarium. That's the Wallstead method right there. And I think it's a little bit more in-depth and takes a lot longer than the LRB method. Which is like what Diana Wallstead really probably should have told us. Which was just put plants and water and mulm and a lot of plants into a tank and let Mother Nature handle it, because she's got this. River Rocks Dragon, yeah, I know. Oh, Grandma's going to the dentist. Spread the nature. Yes, spread the nature, people. Hashtag nature for life. Here's Amber. Amber says, hi, Haley. At work, but hopping in. I'm basically running the LRB method right now. 34 tanks on, no filters now, and my fish are healthier than ever. You see that, people? Amber came over to Lucas's one time to help take me to, or 2 times, to help take me to Dallas and to help us out and get everything down there. And already, she's like, LRB method, nature for life, bro. Nature for life. Dwayne says, keep the plants healthy and they will keep the fish healthy and feed the plants. That's right. You got to feed your plants, people. Fertilizers are important. Nope. LRB feeds his plants every day. I use Easy Green just because I'm not trying to grow a wicked amount of plants, so I fertilize once a week. You should definitely fertilize and feed your plants. It's very important. Very, very important. Healthy plants, healthy fish, healthy life, happy wife, happy me. Anyways, alright, so, in conclusion, my boss is the man. This is the LRB method. We're going to breed some serious shrimps in there, and we're going to do it just like that. Tank of water. Tank of water, rocks, plants, eco-complete. No filter, no air, no heat. Dwayne says hashtag me too. LRB feeds his plants tetracolor tropical granules, says Select Plant. No, he doesn't. He's got a whole video on how he does his fertilizers. That is the only thing that doesn't eat tetracolor tropical granules around there is the plants. They are fed very specific plant fertilizer. And he's got a whole video on how to do it. Barbara says, do large house-sized carbon block filters remove ammonia? That I'm not 100% sure about. I know they remove chlorine and chloramine, or chloramine, but I'm not sure about ammonia. I would assume yes, but I'm not sure. Do not take my word on that. Maybe ask Dwayne. Dwayne might know. Or better yet, check out LRB on Friday nights when he does his live Q&A. You can ask the man yourself whether his carbon filter removes ammonia. Because he does Q&A at 9:30 every Friday, and you can ask him whatever you want. Yeah, there is one thing I am worried about, and my mother just brought it up. This is near an AC vent. However, I'm not really running the AC that much at the moment, and I'm thinking if it becomes a problem, coldness-wise, then this, because it's not plugged in anywhere, can move somewhere else. That is a baby dragon. Ammonia needs to be broken down by bacteria, says Dwayne. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. Amber says the water wizard changed how I keep fish, and now I have a small water gardening happening. Yeah, I 100% have changed the way that I keep fish since working for him. Jaden, that's enough. Hey, that's enough. I know you do, but you need to quit.
Dad told me that.
Daddy told you what?
We'll be in the camera.
Daddy told you not to be in the camera. I'm trying to show people this fishy tank.
I don't want to be in the camera.
Well, you gotta calm down, quit whining. People don't want to see a whiny little girl. They want to see a smiley little girl.
I don't think we like always be like
Oh, they're in there.
But I don't see.
Pam says shrimp like cooler water, so it should be good. Yeah, I'm hoping it's fine because they're gonna like the cooler water. The green water wizard is gonna change the way everyone keeps their fish tanks. We're coming for your filters, people. We're coming for your nonsense, and we're gonna show you that all you need is nature. Anyways, did she say her eyes need to see the camera? No, she wants to be in the camera. Or just put a plastic cover over the air vent, right? Yeah, so we're coming for your filters. We're coming to teach you about nature. LRB's coming to change the whole aquarium world. And I'm just super blessed to be along for the ride. Dwayne says we can't have his filters, wave makers, or sumps. We're coming to get them, Dwayne. We're coming to get them. Trust nature, people. Anyways, I'm going to get off here because Dragon's got some things to do before work. And the rope fish tank is almost full. So I gotta go deal with that. Remember, people, trust nature. Trust nature. Trust the green water wizard. He knows what he's doing.